Dr. Clark's laboratory is a short hike from Rosewater. After getting run out of Lamplight City, this is where he went to ground. A secluded desert facility where he could get up to who knows what. Jake, Danny, and I head there at first light to see what secrets he left behind.
Quite a sight, ain't it?
I'll say. What the hell was Clark doing out here?
That's a question for minds greater than ours, Miss Leger.
Ja, und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Rosewater. Schauen wir mal.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
I've got some more questions about you.
I'm always happy to answer.
How'd you and Danny get together?
I was packing up after a run of shows in Quick Point, having a hard time of it. You see, my assistant had up and left a few days prior, so I was flying solo.
Your assistant left? Why?
The showman's life ain't for everybody. I don't fault him for it. Anyhow, Danny comes up and offers to help with the crates. You should have seen him. Eyes wide, hands shaking, downright charming. So Danny gives me a hand and we get to talking. Turns out he's got experience roping and shooting. Even gave me a demonstration. I offered him the job as my assistant on the spot. The rest, as they say, is history.
Would you care to recount some of your previous adventures?
I'd love to, but I'm afraid now just ain't the time. Soon as we have a respite, I'll be glad to regale you.
I'm impressed, Miss Leger. Never thought I'd live to see the day Jake refused to tell his story.
Just how did you come to learn about Clark's money?
Not long ago, I got to talking with a feller at the saloon. The whiskey had loosened his lips, and he blabbed all about the success of his Orem claim. But then he told me about how he'd invested most of that Orem in Clark's research, and how he wasn't the only one.
And you're certain these investors won't be wanting their money back?
Can't speak for the rest, but this feller won't. See, his aforementioned loose lips got him into trouble with some other folk. Poor bastard was shot dead in the street.
I see. Enough jabber. Let's push on. Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
I want to know something about you, Danny.
Okay. Like what?
You and Jake known each other long?
Gosh, that's a good question. I guess it's been about 2 years?
Sounds about right.
Time goes by quick when you travel around as much as we do.
What did you do before becoming Jake's assistant?
Nothing glamorous. I was a stable hand in Quick Point. Life with Gentleman Jake is certainly more, lively.
Just how old are you, anyway?
I'll be 21 this winter, but I can handle myself just fine if that's what you're worried about.
True enough. Danny's more experienced than some folk twice his age. You'd be a fool to underestimate him.
Have you got any family?
Sure. My parents and older brother live on the coast, near El Presidio. I write them every month. I haven't seen them in a dog's age, though. But Jake's been like family to me, really.
We should get a move on.
Ja, dann würde ich sagen, machen wir das doch. Wir können rechts gehen. Wir können ja aber nichts aufheben oder so, na gut. Da hängt doch was
Guess it
drin.
shouldn't come as a surprise that the front door is not wide open for us.
That's a serious-looking lock.
Way too complicated for these lockpicks.
So, how are we supposed to get in?
Some dynamite, maybe?
Now that's not a bad idea. My old pal Captain Stokes is stationed nearby at Fort Beaumont. He owes me a favor, or two.
Maybe he could give us some high-powered equipment to get inside.
You read my mind, Danny boy. Wouldn't do any harm to take a look around out here first, though.
Jo, dann machen wir das doch mal. Anschauen. Also da ist noch ein Brief drin, so wie ich das sehe.
Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
So.
Looks like Clark missed his last mail delivery.
Frage ist, können wir uns den angucken? Moment, welcher ist denn das jetzt? Der hier?
October 25th, 1850. Dear Miss Leger, thank you for submitting your sample. Your writing shows real. I'd like to extend it. How soon?
Seems to be from another scientist.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit to impose, my thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will persevere once more. One day when rationality again prevails in the halls of government and this silly thing is lifted, I hope to take you up on your offer of a tour. If you've returned to the bosom of civilization by then, all the better. With warm regards, Dr. Roderick Nethersole. P.S. How you managed to rig a TT-180 console to control both your equipment and door mechanisms still baffles me. Mine is destined for the scrapyard.
Okay, ich schätze, dass das jetzt ein Hinweis gewesen ist.
Doing some tidying, are we?
We might find some use for these. Come help me. I can't carry them all myself.
Hey, I ain't gonna start belly aching if you want to go around collecting refuse. Might fetch us a few shillings if we sell them back at the Jack of Diamonds.
Ja, das wäre doch gut.
There you go. And some for you.
Thanks.
Ja, und ich?
Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla.
I once drank 10 bottles of sarsaparilla for a bet.
Did you win?
Well, yes, and no.
Okay.
Wonder if Dr. Clark boarded these up himself.
Können wir hier noch irgendwas machen?
Locked up tight.
Whoever closed this place up really didn't want anybody getting in.
Ja, irgendwie logisch, ne?
This is one of the sturdiest locks I've ever seen.
I think we're gonna need to get creative. The fort stockpile might have something that could help.
Also gut.
Locked up tight.
Whoever closed...
Ja, ja, ja. Okay, gehen wir erstmal wieder zurück. Oh, wer ist das? Hallöchen.
What are you doing? This is no place for sightseers.
And just who in the ether are you?
Such disrespect. You toy with forces you do not understand.
The lady asked you a question, sir.
Heed my warning. Stay away from this place. Its mysteries are not for you.
Hey, wait! You forgot your... hat?
What was that all about?
Good question.
Okay, habe ich das jetzt richtig gesehen? War das jetzt eine Art Aluhut oder was?
Tinfoil.
Ja.
Why was that man wearing it as a hat?
Wird das noch,
This isn't really my style.
wird das noch irgendeine Rolle spielen? Ich weiß es ja nicht. Die Flaschen haben wir auch mit dabei. Na gut, wie kommen wir denn zum Vor? In die Richtung, oder?
No sign of that odd bearded fellow. I wonder where he scampered off to.
I reckon we got ourselves bigger fish to fry right now, Miss Leger.
Mädel, das könnte aber vielleicht daran liegen, dass er komplett in die andere Richtung gelaufen ist. Alter, ich dachte gerade,
Hey,
die
look,
schießen
a
nach hinten.
show!
What a racket.
She's pretty good, though.
Excuse me? I said, excuse me. Hey!
Caramba, you made me miss. What do you want?
Do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly, you know more about it than I do.
Who are you, and what are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Leger, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
Who did you say you were waiting for?
Our leader, General Filomeno Marquez. Surely you've heard of him.
Yes, of course. Who hasn't heard of the great General Marquez?
Me, for one.
Your companion would do well to educate himself. Perhaps General Marquez will see fit to honor you with his presence when he emerges from the belly of the beast.
That's all for now. Happy shooting.
Thanks, gringa.
Aus dem Bauch des Biestes. Meint die jetzt hier, wo er reingegangen ist, oder meint die jetzt damit, er ist jetzt beim bösen Wolf? Ach so, der lässt uns rein. Also, sollte uns reinlassen.
Hey, anybody in there?
What is it?
We'd like to come in, please.
More unannounced visitors? Must be my lucky day. What country exiled you?
None. We just want to speak with Captain Stokes.
Afraid he's indisposed.
Why don't you tell Stokes that Jake Ackerman needs a word?
Gentleman Jake?
At your service.
We're not in the market for entertainment. It's like I said. Oh, dad blasted. Would you knock it off with the shooting already? I can't hear myself think!
You call yourself a soldier when the sound of gunfire sets you quivering like a coward? Pathetic.
Look, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Would you happen to know anything about the lab just over that way?
No, and quite frankly, I don't care to.
What do you all get up to in this place?
I'm really not at liberty to say, ma'am.
I wouldn't be asking to see Captain Stokes if it wasn't important.
I opened the gate for the last person who said that to me today. And what did I get as a reward? His 2 cronies raising hell for the past hour. No, ma'am, not again.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
Caramba!
Ja, genauso wie ich es mir gedacht hatte, das könnte noch kompliziert werden.
Anda!
Kann er mir irgendwie helfen?
What's on your mind?
How are we supposed to get into the fort?
Good question. I figured it'd be a breeze, but the guard's ornery as a mama bear with a sore teat. We need to figure out how to get on his good side.
Any idea who that odd fellow with the beard was?
Not a clue. Sure seemed a few cows short of a herd, didn't he?
I'll say. Let's hope he doesn't cause us any trouble. Enough jabber. Let's push on.
Also ich hätte ja eine Idee, aber ich weiß nicht, ob das funktioniert. Okay, ich kann es mit ihm gar nicht.
Híjole!
Hey, guard! Guess he doesn't want to talk.
Okay.
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
Dann müssen wir uns wohl irgendwie was anderes überlegen. Von der anderen Seite oder so vielleicht.
How can we get into the fort?
The god seems upset about all the noise. Maybe he'll warm to us if we can figure out some way to take care of it.
Who do you suppose that odd bearded fellow was?
I don't know. But I hope we don't run into him again. He gave me a strange feeling.
We should get a move on.
Also gut. Wir müssen wahrscheinlich die Zielscheibe entfernen.
That thing has seen some action.
Bye.
Mit denen kann ich's nicht.
Why are you giving this to me?
I thought you might be able to use them for targets.
A fine thought. Put them on the wall over there. My thanks.
Und jetzt?
Anda! Híjole!
Tja. Hat uns ja viel gebracht.
You again? What is it now?
Say, do you think you could practice your shooting somewhere else?
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
Well, then maybe he should choose another profession.
Wie viel wird es kosten? Ich wette, ich kann sie beim Schießen schlagen. Oh, ich weiß nicht. Ich weiß nicht.
You're pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it? How about we use those bottles I gave you as targets?
Very well. Prepare to be humiliated.
Say, Jake, could you give us a hand?
My pleasure.
How many bottles are there?
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
I am feeling
Ja, aber die stehen noch gar nicht da.
generous this morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Here we go.
Damn it!
Here we go.
Damn it!
Incoming.
I'll get the next
Here we
Alter.
go.
You missed!
Bottle in the air.
one. I'll get the next one.
If that is the best you can do, I do not know why we are even bothering. All
Ich
right,
dachte,
for
ich soll
real
auf
this
die
time.
Zielscheibe
Ready,
treffen.
set, incoming.
Nice shot.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
Incoming.
I'll
Oh.
get the next one.
Incoming.
You missed!
Bottle in the air.
Pure luck! My turn!
Bottle in the air.
Take that!
Incoming.
Anda!
Incoming.
Anda!
Incoming.
Dale!
Bottle in the air.
Damn! I win!
Ja, mit einem mehr.
Caramba!
Ah, dann bleibt wohl nur noch Bestechung übrig, ja?
You again? What is it now?
What do you say I make it worth your while to go practice shooting somewhere else?
You take me for some common bandit? Mira que cabrona. Keep your coins. And don't insult me again.
Oh ja, natürlich. Also muss ich das doch mit
I
dem
wasn't
Schießen.
quite
Ich
prepared
kann es
this time.
aber nicht. Also wenn das
How
wirklich,
about we try shooting again?
If you insist.
wenn das der einzige Weg
Remember,
ist, dann wird
whoever
es
hits the
schwierig.
most out of 5 bottles wins. Get on with it, mustache wax.
No need for name calling, madam. Ready, set, bottle in the air.
You missed.
Bottle in the air.
You missed.
Here we go.
Jetzt ist er aber woanders am Hinwerfen. Alter.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
My turn.
Here we go.
Take that.
Here we go.
Anda.
Incoming.
Take that.
Incoming.
Take that.
Wie soll ich das denn bitte machen?
Caramba.
Ach, Moment.
Nice try, but you'll need a lot more practice if you want to challenge me.
Perhaps I can be of some assistance, Miss Leger.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, kann ich nicht mit ihm vielleicht sprechen, dass er aus dem Hinterhalt schießt?
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Kannst du... Ach so, er wirft die Flaschen.
How about you go easy on me with those bottles? They're awful fast.
Want me to give you the advantage, huh? All right. I'll slow my hand a bit for you. Let's just hope that little firebrand doesn't take notice.
How about an encore of your juggling ball trick? Beat that lady at shooting, and we can get her to practice elsewhere.
I see. Not a bad plan, but I make it a point never to perform without a crowd. Ask Danny. He's a good shot, but a little practice couldn't hurt him.
Ach, der kann das.
You're good with your gun. What's the best way to hit a moving target?
Oh, well, I find concentration is key. Just visualize hitting the target and you won't go wrong.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
Okay, versuchen wir uns mal
Hey,
mit Danny.
Ma'am?
You said before you were good with your pistols. Think you can teach that show-off a lesson?
It'll be my pleasure.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am?
What do you want, boy?
I think I'd like to beat you at that bottle shooting.
Oh, this is gonna be good. All right, kid, let's see what you got.
Why don't you go first? Show me how it's done.
My pleasure.
Ready, set, incoming!
Híjole!
Bottle in the air!
Take that!
Incoming!
Dale!
Bottle in the air!
Híjole!
Bottle in the air!
Dale! Let's see you beat that!
Ready, Danny boy?
Yep, don't worry about the warnings. Just throw.
Don't believe this. Beaten by a chinito de mierda. Eugenio, vámonos de aquí.
She's not a very good sport.
Never mind her. That was some fine shooting.
Ei, Caramba, das war wirklich beeindruckend.
Sure was. You weren't kidding about being good with those pistols.
It was nothing. But thanks.
Hey, guard!
What is it?
Sure is a nice, peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
They took their business elsewhere. Now, would you be so kind as to let us in?
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
Well now, what have we here?
I appreciate your hospitality, Captain, but I must admit I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez. It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence in support of our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Ackerman, how the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day, Captain. Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
That's right. I'm glad to see you on your feet again. That was a nasty tumble you had.
Ah, of course. The newspaper office. I owe you my thanks.
Happy to help.
What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo, and over there is Jake Ackerman.
Sir?
I am General Filomeno Marquez. Though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians, so you may call me Phil.
Phil it is. Good to meet you.
And you? What brings you to the fort?
We're looking for help getting into the abandoned lab back there.
And why might that old ruin interest you, eh?
We were thinking it might make a nice hotel. Just need to spruce it up a bit. Then we can charge folks for rustic desert stays.
A Vespuccian with a sense of humor. I suppose stranger things have happened. In any case, there may be something in there to interest me as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives. I just do not have any on hand right now. I thought perhaps the captain might once again be willing to assist a fellow warrior in a righteous cause, but
It's like I told Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied. Much as I'd like to help, I've got enough to worry about with my men missing. In fact, I was just heading out to search, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
That's Jake for you, as colorful as they come.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
Sorry, who are you?
Y'all can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up. Appreciate y'all coming out with me. Strength in numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
My first lieutenant, John Mulberry.
So when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned. I just hope the natives didn't get him. Things have been a bit tense of late.
On the subject of missing people, did you ever cross paths with Dr. Bennett Clark?
The mad doctor? No, ma'am. My man and I steered clear of him. Used to be we'd see strange lights and hear weird noises coming from his lab. Don't know what he was up to out there, but it weren't natural.
You been stationed at Fort Beaumont long?
Nearly 4 years now. For the most part, it's a fairly quiet post. Of course, Rosewater's nearby and usually good for a diversion.
On that note, I'd be honored to have you at my show, Captain.
Ah, yes. Soon enough, Ackerman.
What makes you believe the natives are behind Mulberry's disappearance?
Our patrol perimeter goes close to their village. Wouldn't be the first time we've come to blows over boundaries. They fall back once they see our superior firepower. Thankfully, they haven't got guns, but they've been getting mighty bold lately.
So you're saying they've gotten aggressive when you've gone near their land? Sounds to me like they're just defending themselves.
Listen, Leger, with all due respect, you've no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written on. You'd sooner reason with a coyote.
Well, I think... Ah!
Engines!
Vielen, vielen Dank an meine Unterstützer Cornelia Völkner, Beatkrieg, Timothy Nasu, Oldspeed, Daniel Bier, Nathalie Tappmeier, Markus K. und Tom Stavey. Vielen, vielen Dank für eure Unterstützung. Wenn ihr mich und meinen Kanal unterstützen möchtet, dann lasst doch gerne ein kostenloses Like da oder vielleicht auch ein Abo. Lasst doch gerne einen Kommentar da und wenn ihr mich finanziell unterstützen wollt, dann könnt ihr natürlich auch gerne eine Mitgliedschaft eingehen. Wir müssen dem Logarithmus von YouTube ein wenig entgegenwirken und die kleineren Kanäle auch ein wenig pushen, denn die bekommen meiner Meinung nach zu wenig Aufmerksamkeit. Vielen Dank für eure Unterstützung und bis zur nächsten Folge. Ciao!